Same shit.
But when do you get to end? You still have to.
I'm ending in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna walk around and then. What about you? Same shit.
But when do you get to end? You still have to.
I'm ending in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna walk around and then. What about you? Same shit.
But when do you get to end? You still have to.
I'm ending in like 10 minutes.
Wanna be just like you. Wanna be just like you.
on. You good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. As always, I'm your host, Tree City Wes. Here with another late night stream. Got some things to talk about. Some new things to do. Trying to get this multi-stream set up. So right now we are live on Kick, on Twitch, on YouTube. And I hate everything about this. I feel lost and confused and I can't see what's happening. But we're here. We're doing the thing, trying to expand the reach. Also, we're going to test out TikTok. I forgot. TikTok has this very annoying thing where you can't use their RTMP servers. You have to use their app. So we're going to try going live on TikTok. We're going to have this both landscape and portrait mode. I don't think portrait mode is going to be very good, but we'll see what we can get going there. Let's see if this even works. So, name of the stream. Yeah, then once we get all set up here, got some things to talk about. We're going to check out OX Alpha tonight. I also had a cool idea. I kind of want to build a tier list. Let's see. TreeHouse Live. Day 11 Vibe Coding. All right. And are we live on TikTok? What's up, TikTok Live? Let's take a look. Just testing out some things. Kind of these late night weekend streams are more about experimenting and testing and seeing what we can get moving here. Does not look like we're live on TikTok. Maybe. Give me 1 second here. Just getting everything set up before we start. Maybe it's because... go and give me a follow on X.com over at Tree City West. But I want to see... We are also posting the shorts of the stream over on TikTok. Oh yeah, there we are. That's pretty cool. Vibe coding on TikTok. That's funny. Man, I look like shit. It's crazy how different the OBS stream looks versus this TikTok stream. But cool. All right, we got some things going on. What's up, Code Bam? Welcome to the stream. It's definitely strange. I used to have this cool like panel with the way I was streaming previously, so I could see like stats and the stream health and how many people are watching and what's going on. Right now I have no idea what's happening. And we have multiple streams, so like I don't know, I gotta kind of make sure I'm not missing chats and get used to this whole setup. I do have the multi-chat enabled, but it does not have TikTok and Kick yet. So anyways, welcome to the stream. Let's get started. First things first, just to follow up on the last stream. So we were having a lot of fun playing with Pliny's obliterated model. And I remember when we were using it, it was still kind of gating. Like it would say, oh, I won't do that. And then you just say proceed and then it does it anyway. Well, a few minutes ago, I guess a few hours ago at this point, he came out and said, oh, he had a mistake in the one that he posted on Hugging Face. So he said, oops, if you downloaded one of the Quen 3.8 obliterated GGUFs and were disappointed with the results, try downloading the latest v3. Agent just informed me that we made a boo-boo in our conversion pipeline, the BF16, which is the one we were testing on Vast. were always fine, but the GGUFs weren't being properly converted. So whoever said doesn't seem that liberated, maybe only works on the dev's machine, you were right. So that's kind of funny. He did. There was a little goof there. So yeah. So maybe we'll play with this a bit later. Hell yeah, thanks for this. Thanks for the follows. So yeah, this one, so we're going to download the V3 at some point. But then there's also this other model. I think it might have been CodeBam. Someone was in here telling me to check out OX Alpha. So there's this mystery model that showed up on OpenCode, and people aren't sure which company. There's a good rumor, a pretty deep rumor that it's ZAI. It's definitely Chinese leaning, so it might be ZAI who makes the GLM, or it could be Alibaba with the Quen, or one of these Chinese companies. But they dropped this stealth model on OpenCode that's free to use. So this was 3 days ago. It's free for the next week. So you got a couple more days to test it out. It's got 1 million token context. It's multimodal, 0 data retention, generous rate limits, near unlimited usage. We have a capacity for 100 trillion tokens per day. Let's see what you can do. So that's interesting. So this guy says ZAI, Kimi, and Quen all have constrained compute, so they can't really just like give away these models. So wanted to play with this. I guess, how should we do it? We can connect over to the TreeHouse machine. So this is my local server. We'll call it Ox Alpha Test. So let's just see what this is like here. So we got OpenCode. OpenCode's a really cool, free to use alternative coding harness. So rather than using like Claude Code or Codex CLI, ChatGPT CLI, you can actually use a thing called OpenCode and connect it to different APIs. You can use Kimi and all these different experimental ones. So right now, yeah, there's the OX Alpha free. They also have the Nemotron 3.5, which is like the NVIDIA model. So NVIDIA made their own model. They got the Muse Spark free, which is the Facebook, the Meta model. Nemotron, which is also NVIDIA. Big Pickle. I forget what Big Pickle is. But yeah, let's try out. I typically do like medium or high. So we got the OpenCode Zen, OX Alpha free. So let's see, what should we make? Let's make sure it works. Hello. I am brainstorming some ideas to build some. Oh yeah, forgot. I'm so used to typing all the time. I forgot we have Whisperflow for the live streams. I'm brainstorming some ideas to test this new model. No, we oh, that's annoying. What did I call that? So what's happening? I'm trying to use Whisperflow with my special controller thing, but I forgot we had to make that special bridge, and I turned it off because I didn't want it running all the time, and I forgot to turn it back on. So we're gonna turn that back on real quick. Give me 1 second here. Is the card tree controller? There we go. I rebooted the machine. How do we set this to start automatically or start when Whisperflow is opened? All right, so we're just getting all set up here, getting into Whisperflow so we can test out this OX Alpha. And then I also want to go over some big changes with X1 Blockchain. We made some big updates to X1.NINJA, the deck screener, added some really cool new money flow features and some different features for the community. So we're going to check that one out. And yeah, this is crazy. I'm live on, but I have no viewers. Welcome to the chat. I'm almost at 100 followers on TikTok, so that's kind of cool. All right. I just started Whisper Flow and it's definitely not working. Let's restart Whisper Flow. What? Now I reset the keybind and it wants Shift F12, F13, and it's cycling over and over again. That's annoying. Okay. Okay, I did that, but it doesn't work. That's annoying. Maybe I'll restart the controller. Man, we're off to a great start. I think you may have not started the new version. It's not using our special hold and is triggering over and over. I tried the F9 and it doesn't send F13. Something is wonky with the setup. We're getting wonky. All right. Now it's doing the toggle on and toggle off thing. That's annoying. I almost want to just make a custom firmware for this controller since it's being a bitch. All right, well, I'm brainstorming some ideas to test out a new AI model. So I have this interesting idea to make, and we might work on this a bit more later because I did start up one with some different models, but I want to make a tier tool and then use it on the stream. So like, oh, what are my favorite models? And have like S tier, A, B, C, F, you know, D, F or whatever, kind of grade the tiers of different things. It can be crypto coins, it can be meme coins. We're talking AI models, projects, you know, graphics cards, you know, GPUs, all different types of things. So I think this could be a cool way to get some different type of content to the show. So that's what we're going to be building. And I actually have a full thing built over in Cursor, but I want to test out this new OX model. So we're going to have it build this. I am thinking of building a tier tool where we can select different things like AI models, crypto coins, and also create your own and upload your own images and then rank them. Pretty simple, but I think it could add some cool content to our YouTube channel. So we'll see what this does. We'll get that cooking in the background, and let's see what's going on with Whisper Flow. Adapter restarted. It took, okay. Testing 1, 2. All right, cool, it worked. Okay, that works. Now we need to make sure this configuration saves. All right, cool. So we got Whisper Flow fixed. We're streaming on TikTok. What's up, AB? Only one we're missing is X. So I'm testing out this new dual stream. Kind of an interesting one, but $100 a year. You can connect different accounts. So that's where we're basically we stream the dual stream and then they stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick for us. But I want to connect X. I think I just do the. We'll do that later. Going down the rabbit holes. Gotta focus on one thing, guys. Sorry. All right. Cool. So is this building? Proceed. It might just be dead at this point. I wonder if it's still free. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing in there. I don't know if I'm like queued up or if it's building. You there? Provider, network error. So it's probably, I wonder if they're done with the promo. Let's update OpenCode. I can figure it out. How to update OpenCode. Oh no, I don't want to ask that. Upgrade. Okay. Gotta be different. Yeah, that's annoying. It must. I wonder if they're done with the promo or if their servers are just obliterated. Open code upgrade. Thank you. See what happens here. I'm sure since it's free and it's starting to get around on Twitter and everything, or X, that it's getting absolutely hammered right now, which is what they want. I'm sure they're collecting all this data and training on it. Hermes working with OX Alpha. That's awesome. Network error. That's frustrating. Anything on X? I've used a lot of OX Alpha tokens. That's crazy. They said they had 100 trillion. GLM 5.3 is free. That's annoying because I am actually I pay for the coding plan. Bridgemine talking about OX Alpha. ByteDance would be interesting. That would be crazy if TikTok comes out with their own model. Try with OpenRouter. Get super cheesy with it. Please configure open code to use OpenRouter with the trending OX Alpha model. Ah. Just the ultimate lazy. Just have Claude do it for me. I know it's Chinese because it decided to write my README in Chinese. I saw some pretty funny tweets of people saying, like, if you ask it about Tiananmen Square and like like those certain like communist Chinese questions, it won't answer. So that's how they determined. All right. Oh, I should have switched off Fable. We're now using Fable to configure OpenRouter. It's okay. I really haven't been using Claude Code that much lately. That's my next subscription. I'm probably gonna take it down to the 5x. I wrote read me in Chinese. That's funny. So yeah, we are streaming on Twitch, streaming on Kick, streaming on YouTube, and TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. Oh, I got a couple watchers over on TikTok. What's up, Lisa? What's up, Fidel? What's up, baby? We are just coding away. I have the stream set up, so it should be a better viewing experience on TikTok if you're in the horizontal mode. But yeah, we're doing the thing. We are doing the thing. Open code's now configured. All right. All right, cool. Hello, are you there? All right. set up the open. Thought I already had that. I wonder if I have any credits on OpenRouter. I haven't used OpenRouter in probably a good 6 months to a year. Welcome. You've got mail. Yeah, I got 2 API keys configured. Who knows what those are in? Probably servers long gone. We'll call this one TreeHouse. Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? Sweet. Testing. What? I got a bunch in here. Wonder if my am I stupid? No, I'm not on a VPN, but let's try a different one. That's 3 note preview. Okay, so I can use models at OpenRouter. It might just be pooped. Yes, he's used 4 to 8 trillion OX alpha tokens. That's crazy. All right. Well, we'll come back to this a little later. Why don't we pivot over to X1.NINJA? Made some big changes over there today. So it was pretty fun last night. So I didn't stream last night. Wife and I took a little trip over to Detroit. We saw My Chemical Romance and Iggy Pop, and it was a good show. It was a lot of fun. Stayed at a hotel. Got back early this morning. I slept all day, and that's why we're up late. So, oh, it could be privacy settings on OpenRouter. That's interesting. It did say on OpenRouter that they're not collecting data, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a setting there. But so while I was traveling today, my wife was driving home, so I was just in the passenger seat, just vibe coding away. So I was thinking of some different features we could add. So what X1.NINJA is, there's a DEX on the X1 blockchain called XDEX, and it's kind of the premier DEX of X1. So X1 is a blockchain. I currently run 3 different validators on it. It's essentially a fork of Solana. So high performance, very fast, very easy to use, and we're running validators. So I like to participate in the network, and I like to build for the network. So over the last few weeks, there's a proof of work project on X1 called ZenBlocks, and we built the tree miner, and we released that. So kind of as a precursor to this, I did update hashhead.io with the tree miner. So now if you head over to the old mining site, hashhead.io, we now have the tree miner featured. You can see some information about it. It's got a link to the GitHub. Also has some installation documents, how to build it and CMake and all that fun stuff. So that's what we got going on X1, our 3 validators, our ZenBlocks miner, and then we also built X1.NINJA for the XDEX swap. So XDEX is really the only DEX that currently exists on X1. So we're essentially monitoring the XDEX programs and indexing that data and putting it into a database, and then presenting the data in a nice way. So you can see things like prices and volume and available liquidity and safety scores and market caps. And, we even have some pretty cool features. Like if I go into this ANL protocol, I can come here, click on bubble maps, and it'll actually create a bubble map of their users, and you'll be able to see if there's users kind of dispersing tokens or sending tokens around to their friends. Or sometimes if you see like this hub and spoke where there's one wallet in the middle and they're sending around a ton of tokens, that might be a red flag. That might say, hey, there's something wrong here. We also have the safety score, so you can see top 10 holders own 56% of the supply. It's not really, it could be a red flag, but when you don't have too many, there's only 46 makers, maybe that's okay. It's a risk worth taking if you want an early project. So what did we add today? So if you come over here to the release page, I thought this was pretty cool. We created X1.NINJA back in January, and it just kind of hit me today. We've been building so much on this site for the last 8 months. Every couple weeks, we're spitting out new features, new updates, and this is really my first vibe-coded project. And this was, I actually took a break from streaming around the time that we started making X1.NINJA. So for the last year, I've been working on X1.NINJA behind the scenes. And now that X1's starting to get hot, the crypto bear market's coming to an end, and prices are starting to pump, I decided to come out of the shadows again and kind of talk about these projects that we're working on and the things that we're making. So you can see we pushed last update before today was just 3 days ago. Some people were reporting IPFS errors and they weren't showing certain token logos. So I fixed the token logos and also improved the mobile responsiveness. Then today we added, like I said, I was just driving back, and I was really testing out Cursor, and I was so impressed with Cursor, how I can just check out my GitHub repos, edit them right in the app, in a cloud app, and then push it, and then it automatically pushes to the site and goes live. It's just like, it's so nice, so amazing. So first thing we did was add the degen launchpad. So if you're familiar with Pump Fun, the degen launchpad is it's kind of like Pump Fun. So anybody can come over to degen.fyi and oops, it always directs me to the staging. That's the old beta test site. So it's app.degen.fyi, and you can launch tokens, and anybody can come here. What the hell is this? Someone launched a ninja token? Get out of here. It's fake. That ain't me. So anybody can come in here, launch tokens, do their thing, and it kind of creates this virtual liquidity bonding curve. And what this bonding curve is as people launch projects, they don't have, a bunch of liquidity to seed the project for people to buy tokens and sell tokens. So what Pump Fund created and these other launch pads like degen is a bonding curve of virtual liquidity. So it actually starts out with XNT. So when those initial buyers come in, it actually uses virtual liquidity, so the price doesn't go crazy, and it's less impact, and it kind of smooths out over time. So that way you're not seeing these crazy things. And then once it graduates, they call it, once it reaches the end of the bonding curve, then it takes all that XNT or the native token collected and flips it into the pool. And then it's no longer virtual liquidity, it's real liquidity. So it kind of takes the XNT, it's almost like a token sale in a way, holds the XNT, and then once it graduates, it puts all that XNT into a liquidity pool on XDEX. So what we built for X1.NINJA today is just a monitor for the DGen Launchpad. So obviously you can come over to DGen and you can see all the projects and what's trending, and sorted by market cap and last trade, and see what's active and all these different things. But what it doesn't show you is new tokens that are created, and how close they are to the bonding curve. So you can see here are some new tokens: Anon, Kitten, Bugs, Unk, Honk, and they are very close to bonding, within 50%. And then we added some new stats. So we came up with this graduation ETA, which it kind of takes into account how fast the bonding curve is being eaten up. And then, so this one is expected to graduate in the next 20 minutes. So if I click on it, it should take me right to DGen. I can see, boom, someone's blowing this token up right now. We can see the holders. So that's cool. That's awesome. Now you'll notice the creator tab here, the creator column. Some of these creators are gray. If it's gray, it means they've only launched one token. They've never launched a token before the one on the list. That's good. If it's yellow, that means they've launched at least 5. So there's a couple launched by these guys. Whoever launched Unk launched a couple other tokens. Now, if you click on the creator address, it'll show you the tokens that they launched. So it gives you that market intelligence of, hey, this guy might be a serial rugger. You can kind of judge by the other tokens. And I've never heard of these. I don't know if these are rugs or anything. But then you see these red ones. So like the Marat airdrop. This one, and it's not necessarily a bad thing either. Like, if this is Marat, shout out to Marat, he's a cool dude. But you can see they were doing a ton of testing of these scam tokens. So it shows that they launched 18 times and not a single one has graduated. So it's something to keep in mind, and take it with a grain of salt. Some of these are people testing different tokens, and others are kind of okay, let's find a yellow one. So like this one's launched. He made $50 on Flux, which graduated, and $2 on Sentient, which graduated. He's got a bunch that didn't graduate. So then where we can go from here is we can click on the trading profile and then see what they're holding and how much XNT and USDC they have, and what type of, it kind of builds this market intelligence of what the users are doing and how they're moving through the network. So that takes us over to the next release note, which, so that's the DGen Launchpad. You can see who are the serial ruggers. It's a token tracking launching, tracking the bonding curve. I read directly from the chain. So what does graduated mean? Graduated mean it reaches the end of the bonding curve and it takes that virtual liquidity and turns it into real liquidity. So let me see if I can zoom in here on the left. It's this curve. So once you get to the top of the curve, it's considered graduated. It takes this 1000 XNT and then adds it to a liquidity pool on XDEX, where you can actually trade real USDC and real XNT. You're still trading real XNT, but it's kind of, it's hard to explain. It's like a suppressed price with virtual liquidity, with fake liquidity. Yeah, this is mine. So that's just the DGen Launchpad. So the DGen Launchpad's not mine, just X1.NINJA. So I'm kind of tracking all these statistics and monitoring what the wallets are doing. So I run 3 validators on X1, and I use them to index the chain into a database, and that's how we get this data. So we're not just using APIs and stuff like that. We're actually running the chain and grabbing the data right off the chain. So that's the first feature we added, the degen launchpad, track all the degen launches and who's launching and where that's going. Then we also, so from that, I was like, man, that's kind of cool. We can see what wallets are doing what. So then we added this new smart money feature. So it's a new page ranking wallets by their realized trading profits. So it basically takes all that trading history that we indexed, and then it shows who are the most profitable wallets on the network. And then you can even track them and trade with them. So what's interesting about this is there's a lot of arb bots, and these arbitrage bots are making thousands and thousands of trades. So you got this 2XR, the number one arb bot, has made 1,290 trades. Last active a day ago. It's traded over $20,000 in volume, and it's up about $1,000. It's $1,400 in the last 30 days. So that's crazy. I think this one might be I think this is the wallet that rugged. So this one, there's a major wallet, and the dev got hacked, and then their entire wallet got rugged. So I think that's where the 6,000 profit came from. But then these are just regular bots. Like, look at this bot, 16,000 trades, up $800 over the month. That's just insane. And then you got regular people. So this wallet's only made 97 trades, and it's up $1,000. You can come in here and see what they're trading. So what's the number one human trader on the network doing? So it takes a second. They got $8,000 portfolio. They got $8,000 of anal protocol, meme coin, and they're trading a lot of brains, Cappy, anal, and you can see where they're making their profits. So yeah, I mean, it's and we're not trying to expose anybody either. Like, I feel like I know who this wallet is, and I didn't mean to like expose anybody, but it's kind of cool that this data is on chain and you can track it in that way. So that's the smart money. So you can see who are the best traders on chain in what they're making. Then we also have the rug radar. So this one I'm working on right now. This is a new feature that's not done yet, but what it is doing is tracking liquidity pool removals and then kind of grading them. So it's essentially tracking anytime someone removes LP on XDEX. And if they only remove a little bit of XP, it'll give them a green, it's safe, it's not a big deal, it's just a regular trader. But if someone removes 95% of the liquidity, that's a rug pull. There's $700 in the liquidity pool. They remove $7 and then leave 35 behind. I would consider that a rug pull. So now if I look at this Ribbit token, I mean, yeah, they remove the liquidity up here, it starts selling down, and then all of a sudden, now there's $17 left in liquidity. Like, that's kind of shiesty. And that does get reflected in the rug radar. So you can see bright red, bold, $700 in liquidity removed from the meme coin. Whereas, shout out to Rolando, DRC, someone removed 10% of liquidity, only less than $100. So maybe they're going to put that back in or buy some other token, but they left behind $700. So they did not destroy the token. There's plenty of liquidity for other people to sell the meme coin. So it's just kind of a way to understand what's happening. Like 50%, removing half of the liquidity pool is pretty drastic, and that's why it's red. Whereas removing 20%, that might be a regular user. They remove 5K of their liquidity. There's still 20K left behind. So it just kind of gives you an idea of what these different wallets are doing. And then you can click on this little pop out. It'll take you right over to the transaction on the X1 Block Explorer. Not feeling this music. All right, cool. So That was the next feature we added while we were driving this morning. And then money rotation. So this one's kind of similar to smart money, but you can kind of see if someone sells a token, where are they going with that? Are they just going into another token, or are they going to so see where the money moves between tokens. Rotation matches each wallet sells against its buys to show which tokens and capital are leaving. So click on the rotation. So it's kind of interesting. You can see there's some ANL going into X1 X1 new. You got X1 going into XNT, so someone's selling, and this isn't really helpful, but it's kind of interesting to see. So you can see over the last day who's moving what. Someone's moving DeVitos into ANL. Someone's moving X1 into XNT, so they're selling their XNT. Someone's selling their X blocks into XNT. Someone's selling their XNM into XNT. So these big red thick lines mean someone's dumping into XNT, while these mean someone's swapping into a different token. So someone's swapping blue into lab brains, or B into blue in different. So this is the first project I've been impressed with in a long time. Oh, thanks, dude. Thank you. It's just a deck screener. I mean, it's definitely a fun one for sure. I've been passionate about X1, and we've been building this for the last year. So, and it's not like this is monetized either. I do have the token info update, but I only ask 5XNT as more of a test, and it's like 5XNT is like $2 or something. It's not like, you know, that barely covers the. And I'm also not taking the money off the network either. I'm not bridging it out to cover costs or anything. It's just paying out of pocket. So. Yeah, this is so you can see, if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see like, okay, 11 wallets have sold XNM into XNT. And that makes sense because we just discovered a few days ago that they made another ZenBlocks airdrop. So since a bunch of people received their ZenBlocks airdrops, I'll show you mine here. If I come over to our watch wallet. So I got my $20 of Zenium, $17 in Super Blocks, and $16 in Zuni from running the tree miner. Now people got their airdrops, they're selling it into XNT. So it's kind of cool to see that. And then maybe they're taking their XNT and buying ANL, or buying, you know, crying laughing emoji and DeVitos and Hamlet. So it's kind of cool to see how these different tokens are moving between it. And that's what the rotation feature is. It shows not only who's selling, but what are they doing after? Are they bridging out? Are they moving into the new latest meme coin, or what's happening there? Then we added just some random features throughout the site. We added the holder PNL. So now if you're looking at so now what I can do is I can come into XNT, I can look at the chart, I can draw some lines on the chart, you know, make it nice and fancy. And I can come down, I see, okay, wow, this person sold 6 cents of XNT. If I come over, I can hover over their wallet, and I can see all these tokens they're trading. So this must be a bot. They got 1,000 trades in the last 24 hours. But then I can click on View Wallet, and I can see, oops. Sorry, I got distracted there. So then I can click View Wallet, and I can start to see their profit. So we have this P&L tab. It computes the P&L. You can see it's made $30 on AGI. It's lost $14 on Jack. It's made $1 on X1 So this is some kind of bot trading like crazy that seems to have lost $1,500. That's interesting. Buying and selling Clio, making $20 there, $30 here. So it's kind of interesting, kind of cool to see. So that was a feature. Showed you the creator report cards. That's, you know, how many tokens they're launching. Graduation ETA, we showed that. Oh yeah, we have custom alerts now. So if you're on, they're in browser alerts. So like, say you want to be notified. Let's see if I can make it happen. So if I want to be alerted, I'm trying to force it, but I can't. I need the price to move. Yeah, once the price moves, it should alert us that, hey, the price of XNT is 44.50. Oh yeah, right here, allow notifications. So that's a new feature. It'll give you a nice little in-browser alert. And then I think eventually we're going to work on Telegram alerts. I don't trade meme coins, but your site wants to make... That's awesome. Yeah, definitely check out Solana, check out X1. I think things are starting to turn around, especially over the last week. The gains have been crazy. They have been very, very crazy. Shout out to the 22 watchers on TikTok. Say what's up if you're in the chat. Some of this music's strange. I'm kind of working on a new playlist, so... Yeah, I like the deep house vibe coding. So we got custom alerts, linked wallet detection, and the severity. So yeah, those are the things that we're working on X1.NINJA. So this is my baby. So it all started with Hashhead and the Zenblocks mining. Then X1 Blockchain launched, XDEX launched. I wanted to see the prices and track the prices, so we made X1.NINJA. And yeah, we're running our validators. You can see them if you come over to the Capimon. So a couple months ago, they dropped the Capybara validator upgrade in the foundation program. So if you come over here, you can search validator by name. If I search by Ninja, you'll see the 3 validators. I got my self stake up. No skips, 100 performance. So we're doing our thing. I wonder what rank we are overall. So this one's top. This one's 36, and then these are 43 and 44. So I do rent from 3 different providers, but 2 of them use the same. So one server rents from Gorilla servers directly. The other one I'm using InterServer, and then the third one I'm using Net Dynamics, which is renting from InterServer, or I'm renting from Gorilla, but it's actually cheaper than if I got it through Gorilla, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. So that's X1.NINJA. There might only be a couple on YouTube, but at least we're not on TikTok. True that. No, shout out to the people on TikTok too. We're trying to expand our horizons here. That's funny. But while we're here, why don't we check out some crypto real quick? We can see. I look up, so I have a pixel board over here that shows like the weather and crypto prices and stuff, and it looks like we got a little pullback now. I wonder if we got some kind of news or something. But let's take a look at some coins. How's the old Bitcoin doing? Yeah, and there's that pump. So I was saying crypto's been pumping. So this is the daily chart. Each one of these candles, each one of these bars is a candle, and each candle is 1 day. So this goes back to February, basically the beginning of the year. January 1st, we were sitting at 87K. Life was good. Then the Iran war happened. Tariffs happened. Summer 2026 happened. And we've just been kind of ranging up and down sideways. Got all the way down to 57K. That was at the height of the Iran war, the oil crisis. Lots of bad things were going on. Since then, we have a new Fed chair. Fed chair's talking crazy. They're talking about injecting money. The Treasury's talking about injecting money. And once they start talking about the Clarity Act and injecting money into the economy, boom, Bitcoin's off to the races. They love when there's liquidity on the market. That absolutely makes Bitcoin pump. So if you bought one Bitcoin at 62K, on 3 days ago, 6 days ago, a week ago, that would currently be worth 76K. So it's up over. Some are saying, I don't know if it's true, but this is the biggest weekly candle in history. So it opened at 62K, and if it closed right now, it'd be 76K. So it's nearly a 15K candle in a week. That's crazy. So once Bitcoin starts moving like that, all the altcoins and meme coins start following. So you can see Ethereum did the same thing. Could have bought an ETH down here at $1,300 a couple weeks ago. Currently sitting at $2,300. So that's a quick $1,000 if you had an ETH at the lows. SWI, that got all the way up to $1. That's crazy. Not quite, about 95 cents. But we're starting to see this pullback, and I think this pullback's natural. I think too many longs got opened, so they like to liquidate the longs and get things out of the way there. Ondo's another one. I consider this like a banking coin, kind of like an XRP, like a money mover coin. But if Clarity Act passes, stable coins are going to become more of a thing, and Ondo will be one of the issuers that works with the banks to issue stable coins, I believe. And Solana, my baby Solana, definitely one of my biggest holdings, and one of my best plays ever. If I zoom out on this chart, we were buying all the way back here. I was buying Solana at $12 in 2023. Then last year got all the way up to $300, new all-time high for Solana. Then at the low of the bear market, hopefully the low of the bear market, there's always a chance we go lower, but at the lows here, we're at $60. So I scooped up some Solana. I bought around 70. So I was buying in this range right here. Like anytime it fell below, I was scooping. And then we had a big washout down to 60. I said, okay, I'm done unless we go below 50. And then just last week, boom, we have another massive candle there. And it's not as drastic as Bitcoin. It's not like the biggest candle that Solana's ever seen, but it went from 74 to 92 in a week. So it's good to see. Other favorites, Chainlink. That's another good one. Have the memes started moving? Doge. Yeah, look at Doge. All the way down here at 6 cents. Might have to buy some Doge. But yeah. Awesome. Why don't we move on to the next topic here? I want to figure out this tier tool. Before we get started here, though, I'm going to run and take a leak real quick. I'm going to use a restroom. I'm going to grab a bottle of water, and then we're going to make a new tier tool. And then we're going to talk about treecity.dev. I also made some changes there. But for the tier tool, I want to do one for models. So maybe we'll also record like a little standalone video tonight. Using the tier tool that we make, if we make it in time. But I really kind of want to make this like a public tool that others can use, where you can make your own tiers and upload your own content, and anybody can make their own tier list. So like what I imagine is like you're going to upload a set of images, and so your tier list will be called like AI models, and then you'll have Claude's logo and OpenAI's logo and Kimmy's logo and ZAI's logo and Codex and Copilot and Gemini and all these different models and stuff. And then we'll be able to rank them, and then you can save it and like share your tier list on Twitter and stuff like that. What about Sparks and Xburn? That's a good question. I mean, it still exists. I'm just kind of waiting on Zen. So I will say the only update I do have is when Jack started talking about Zen P, I got really excited and I bought a bunch of Zen. So So I'm sitting at about 70 billion Zen right now, just from that announcement. Xburn works. You can come over here, you can burn your Zen, but I kind of stopped promoting it just because, and I kind of put a pause on Sparks just because Jack was like, hey, let's not burn any more Zen, until, because he can't make the announcement. So until there's a reason to burn your Zen, I probably won't revisit Xburn. But I do think there will be a reason to burn Zen. So I'm not giving up on the project. It still exists. So the site's still up, and you can come over here. You can see how much was burned on base. I mean, wow, that's crazy. It passed. What's after trillion? Quadrillion? Yeah, quadrillion. So there's a quadrillion CB Zen tokens now with 230 million X burn. Let's refresh the stats here. So we got 500 billion Zen, CB Zen and LP with 5 million Zen. So look at that, 470 trillion. So that's crazy. The total CB Zen supply is 1.2 quadrillion, and our project has burned 470 trillion of CB Zen, which unfortunately at today's price is only about $7,000 with this crazy high supply. But that's really cool to see. We contributed to the Zen burn somehow. Yeah, if you want to learn about how Zen burner Xburn works, you can go to burnzen.com, and then there's a link to the Git book. But I'm not an Ethereum fan anymore like I used to be. Jack really changed my perspective on Ethereum, and I'm a Solana fanboy now. An X1 fanboy, especially, mainly X1. So this one just graduated. So we were talking about Anon Kitten. So it's graduated on XDEX. So now, rather than trading on the DGen platform, now you can actually go to XDEX and trade it there. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I gotta take a leak. I will be back in 2 minutes, and then we're gonna start working on our. We'll see if the OX Alpha is back, and then we'll start working on our tier list. So I'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Code Bam. I think that's awesome. You're mining? If you're on Telegram, you should come join the Zenblocks Telegram. It's kind of quiet in there lately, but it is kind of a great place if you have questions. Tony Stark's in there. I'll put it in the chat. Cool. Oh, that pasted all stupid. All right, fucking YouTube chat. But yeah, I came home. I actually turned my miner off when we went out of town, but I turned it back on this morning when we got home about 9 hours ago. Yeah, it's been hashing all day. 21,000 confirmed, 433 pending, 8 parked. 1,000 blocks confirmed this session. That's awesome. All right, so let's see. We're working on some things. So I'm still kind of new to Cursor, and I did a bunch of work on my phone, but I guess I have to check it out on my computer. So let me do this real quick. Give me 1 second to check Cursor on my phone. Hell yeah, gotta work on AMD. I think Woody had that built in, so I think what's it called? It doesn't use CUDA, it uses damn, what's that called? What's the AMD equivalent? I want to say CMake, but I know it's not CMake. It's that's gonna drive me crazy. I have to think of it now. Yeah, Rock'em, not Rock'em. It's like the thing that runs. OpenCL, thank you. I was thinking of OpenCL. Yeah. I think Woody's miner is configured with OpenCL. So if you run it with the AM, and I think the tree miner should too. If you run it with the dash OpenCL, I think it uses the AMD Rock'em. Or whatever. That's cool. All right, so yeah, let me get this checked in on my phone. Go over to the Cursor app. So do I have the X1 World game? Okay. Oh, it does have the changes. That's pretty fucking cool. Oh, it's this no repo. All right, let me create a new repo real quick. And we're also on GitHub at Tree City West. You guys are nerds like that. So we'll call this Tree City Dev V3. So this was a site that I started this morning, and this is not the tier list. This is something completely different, but you know, we were kind of working on the new website for please push to this. So we were working on the website for Tree City Dev, and I kind of got over it. I thought it was a cool idea. I'm like, yeah, let's make it like this video game. Sorry, I got a piece of candy. Some kind of like peach gummy. It's so good. But anyways, so this was the original site, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. Like we can make it like a video game. Then I actually tried to make like a video game layout, and then we could add like objects and sprites or whatever, but I just couldn't get it right. I couldn't get it how I wanted. So I decided to make a more like advanced, like the original idea we were doing, which was the click through. So I think we're gonna set this one up real quick. What? Oh, this is so annoying. So I have my cursor connected to GitHub, but it keeps telling me it's not. OpenCL is slow. Rockham, yeah, Rockham's the new one. Yeah, it does say it. We're getting. I'm gonna get that site out of here. So wait, if I go to the IDE, sorry, I'm just munching away. I don't mean to be rude. I'm a little confused with this one because, okay, yeah, steer from iOS. I'm like, I made this on my phone and I don't know where it's actually at. How do I steer to iOS? That's kind of cool. Oh, I'm stupid. This is not what I thought it was. Yeah, this is frustrating. So it's in the cloud, and that's why it's not authenticating with GitHub. But how do I get it locally? I like this music. Like, so it's in the cursor cloud on this virtual desktop. How do I get it locally? How do I, because it's not in GitHub. So I'm just a little confused. I created this in cursor on my phone, and now I'm not sure how to get it to my local environment. It is in the cloud environment. That's interesting. I'm stuck in the cloud. How do I get out, guys? Here's the site. Let's see what it looks like. If we even want to continue with this. Just kidding. Can you create the files in my local environment and see projects? So having a little bit of friction. How to get it? Okay, I see. I gotta add the secret. That's annoying. So that's kind of interesting. I was excited to test out this like cloud PC idea, and I didn't understand why GitHub was not authenticating, but now it makes sense. If everything's on this cloud PC, if I lost this cloud PC right now, my entire project would just be gone. Which, that's interesting. Agents secrets? Is this? I've never seen this before. Sorry, I just have my GitHub settings over here. I don't want to show it on screen. Only select repositories. All the checkboxes. Definitely try not to leak your variable. Oh, motherfucker. That's okay. Try not to leak your secrets online. I think everybody, I've done it so many times. I can't speak for everybody. Oh my God, cursor. So I'm trying to add the what? Oh, that's so frustrating. It says failed to sync secrets into the running VM. So am I just screwed then? Like I can't get my... Yeah, look at this shit. So I put in the token. Failed to sync save secrets to the running VM. Like, just give me a link. Just let me fucking download it. At this point, I just want the fucking website. What is this clown music? Turn the office lights to 30%. Litter cat box. Sheesh. So fucking annoying. Start a local session so we can see the website. All right, cool. All right, cool. So here's the site. Oh my gosh, that's too much like the Matrix. So then you can scroll vibe coded. All right, we got to fix that. Why is it flash? So got some little annoyances, but nothing we can't fix. All right, cool. So now, it'd be nice if we could use open code on this. Are we gonna get some OX Alpha now? Ah, it's working. Look at that. It was down an hour ago. That's pretty cool. I'm working on a unique showcase for my GitHub projects and YouTube channel. I started building this site, but there's some things I don't like. I don't like the Matrix background. I don't like that it says vibe coded first thing. It should say Tree City West. When I scroll, the screen flashes, which is distracting and annoying, and it seems to scroll too slow on 4K screens. I also don't understand the scrolling toolbar at the top, and some of the font choices are very bad. Can you please review the code and give it cosmetic and functionality updates to make it more modern and cooler looking? Make it the coolest website ever. Don't stop until it's the coolest. All right, shout out the nobody's watching on Twitch or Kick or TikTok. So shout out to all you guys. We got one guy on YouTube concurrently. One guy concurrently. That's kind of funny. What do I use to host websites? That's a good question. Mainly Vercel, but I also have a VPS for more advanced things. Like Vercel is nice because it's free if you don't have anything special like a database, if you're just doing like a front end type thing. So I got a bunch of like fun like the burnzen.com site. We got our Potato Vampire NFT site. Got our X1.World game. And these are all hosted on Vercel for free. But I like Contabo. I know it's kind of a lot of people don't like it. What's up, Zen Tribe? Hell yeah, it says I have 0 users, so I'm glad you guys are here. I think YouTube's just lying. But Contabo is cool because it's very cheap. It's great for testing. if I was running something like sensitive that I needed to be in production, I'd use something more advanced, like maybe like a Hetzner or even an Amazon. But Kintabo, you can get 4 cores and 8 gigs of RAM for $5 a month. Like that's, you can't really beat those prices. You don't just run 6 sites from 30 dot. I mean, I could. It's funny you say that because I do have 3 different servers at home as well. What was that, Capybara? That's the foundation minimums. So you must have a certain amount self-staked. Like the P85 must be self-staked. So right now I think it's 5,000 minimum. While OX Alpha cooks over here, let's go look at X1.NINJA. So right now its P85 is actually 5,900, so it's probably going to raise to 6,000 minimum self-stake. But what happens is all the validators are kind of concentrating their XNT into self-stakes, so they get the foundation into the foundation program. So if you go to foundation.x1.xyz, wait, it's not foundation, it's delegation. So the X1 stake delegation program, if I come over here to X1.NINJA, oops. Do I have the addresses? Yeah, right here. So if I grab my identity. Oh, nice. They have names now. That's cool. But here you can see I'm in the delegation program, so the validators approved and eligible to receive stake delegation from the X1 Foundation pool. So since I'm part of the foundation pool, I'm getting 1 million XNT staked to me, which is crazy. You know, an XNT right now is like 50 cents. So it's like $500,000 of XNT staked to the validator just for being a good validator. And now I did have an issue. That's interesting. I did have an issue a couple days ago where inner server started skipping and I had an issue with a bad disk all of a sudden. So for 3 epochs in a row, I started skipping slots on the X1.NINJA 1 validator. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was having some network latency, but it ultimately ended up being an aging disk. And since I started failing, I lost my delegation. So it took those million XNT away. And they waited until I fixed the validator, and then you can see it slowly introduced back over a couple of days, and now we're back here. So, but we're maintaining our credits. You know, our stake breakdown returned once we fixed the validator issue. Our rewards returned, so we're getting about 20 XNT per day at this stake level. So that's the point, is the Capybara. So the Capybara program is this criteria. So you must have a minimum self-stake. You must have a certain commission. You have to be an active validator. You must have 1% of the network stake. You know, all these different things. So as long as you do that, you'll get approved for the validator program. So our 3 Ninja validators are approved, and we got about 3 million XNT in total stake to us. And these are not cheap servers. These are extremely high-end servers, talking terabytes of M2 storage, fast Ryzen CPUs with 24 threads, 192 gigs of RAM. Yeah, these are fast production servers, cost $200 to $300 a month, but it's worth it. You know, you're making 20 XNT a day, supporting the network, and essentially breaking even on it. But it's also fun to be a part of the network. And there's also the part of the foundation program is the since we're running the validator, we get part of the bonus, so that's cool. Yeah, the October airdrop, that's the bonus. Anyway, so what did OX Alpha say? Done, build passes, the production bundle serves correctly. Here's what changed. My specific complaints: the matrix background, the scroll flashing, slow 4K scrolling, vibe coded hero. Okay. Can it run? Can you start by running npm run dev? That's cool. I like how Whisperflow does that. All right, let's see what we're working with. It's kind of cool. The mouse has this trail of numbers. Developer, creator, open source builder. I vibe code production software with AI, teach on YouTube, and ship the repos behind every tutorial. So I'll go through this in my own time, but I kind of like the vibe. Ooh, I don't like how this is aligned. Some of the alignment is off, and many of the cards don't blend together properly. How do we make it more advanced with the scrolling, with some cool scroll animations and stuff? Hell yeah. How many validators are you running? That's awesome. Which is crazy. So we got an OX Alpha cooking over here. And while that's going, I would like to also start the tier list. What do we call it? Tier list gen. Sweet. So now, if I go back to cursor, oh, that's right. Can you give me a link to download the repo instead? So I started building this earlier, but it kind of freaked out and put it in the X1 World directory. And I'm like, no, don't push it to X1 World. And then it's like, well, I can't push it anywhere else. So then I just gave up. No. What is going on? cursor, bro. You are killing me. Sheesh, that was so much harder than it needed to be. Might just be me at this point. It's late. I'm tired. But Saturday night. I wonder, does Alpha support agents? I'm curious if it does. Do you support running multiple agents at once? Please spin up 5 agents to review this code base and let me know what we can improve upon. The goal is to turn this into a public utility, but also a tool to help enrich our own YouTube content. If you're unsure what I mean by tier builder, look up the tier builder memes. So when I say, tier builder, this is what I mean. Basically this type of thing. So then like you have like different lists and you can load up a list and then, I kind of want to make like a more, like what the fuck is this? I want to make one for kind of like have things like X1 and crypto projects and all these different types of things. And then build it around our branding and then use it on the show. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then what I can use that for is to create some like short form content. So really all I've been doing is live streaming and clipping for the last few weeks, but next move is to get back into the short form where I'm doing like the 5 to 10 minute video, going over the ZenBlocks miner, going over treecity.dev, going over X1 World and X1.NINJA and all these different things. I think it'd be cool to have like a tier list, do meme coins on X1.NINJA, AI models, bots, like things like Hermes and Grokbot and OpenClaw, and there's a bunch of them now. It's crazy. I'm running 3 laptops and 2 mini PCs running about 10 sites. It's cool. Cool. Yeah, we're just chilling out now. Getting to the point where I'm starting to get in the zone with building, and I'm just kind of thinking of brainstorming over here. It's kind of funny. I keep reverting to just using Windows Terminal instead of working out of the Cursor IDE. That's sick. So this OX agent just launched 5 parallel review agents, research tier builder meme conversations. So it's looking up like tier builder until tier builder memes and spinning up agents for free to review the code base. That is how AI should be. I mean, it should be free and open. Anybody should be able to build like this. If you have an idea, just like get it out. And that's how we, that I hate to get weird about it, but that's how we excel as a human race. If anybody can build their own tools, then we'll have more tools that are useful to everybody. And that's really the next step of this AI thing, where it becomes less of a chat box and more of an augment. Shout out to Augmented. Creative workflows in my harness for creating 3D models. Hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have I run 2 Hermes bots. One is basically my social medias and like my YouTube assistant. So like, I don't mind showing you guys this, but like, I said, schedule the stream for 11:30. We're going to check out the new alpha model trending, build a tier list tool. Then it's scheduled to YouTube. Then I said, this needs to be more clickbaity. Do some research about the OX alpha model trending. And it changes the name to, so it says research complete, not OX alpha, a free anonymous coding model with a 1 million context. So I found it and it changed it to OX alpha is free and nobody knows who built it. So I said, no, that's too clickbaity. We're also going to talk about X1.NINJA and the tier list tool. So we settled on OX alpha, tier list tool, yada, yada, yada. And then it just updates it. Like I don't have to open the browser. I don't have to open the YouTube app. I just talk to Telegram, and it just does it. It also gives me like, so when I complete the stream, I have a timer for 4 hours after the stream ends, and it downloads the stream and then automatically creates like 10 to 15 clips. And that's how we get these shorts. And that right now they're pretty low quality. So like I need to figure out how to improve them so they're better and it catches the content better. Right now it just basically checks the transcript and picks the best parts based on the transcript. But sometimes I'm like mumbling and it doesn't make sense. And created your own harness. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what we did with Tree Space. It's kind of like just a way to launch multiple agents. So like if I wanted to, launch Codex and Grok and all these different things. But then Grokbot came out, so it made me want to try Cursor. So we've been using Cursor for the last week and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. Four agents reported, launching a 5th, security review for public deployment. Then I'll synthesize everything. It's going to synthesize everything. I thought I had 29 viewers on TikTok. No, that's the total number of views over 2 hours. We have 0 viewers. It's crazy seeing on Kick, like the biggest channels, like the Burnt Peanut. It's probably one of the biggest streamers in the world right now. He has 3,000 viewers on Kick. That's crazy, but then on Twitch he has 50K. Mine's mostly around managing projects and logging everything for now. Hell yeah. I have a funny one. Let me see if I can show it, because sometimes it gets a little personal. It's basically a morning brief. And then I also have a dream. So it'll take what we talk about throughout the day, and I tell it to put it through a dream state and kind of process it like a brain would a dream. And then it does, it like tells me these weird like stories. But then I also ask it to give me like a fact of the day and a quote. Today's quote, it sent me at 6:02 a.m. So usually wake up and read this. It says, what stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. So I thought that was interesting. The New York Stock Exchange began in 1792 with 24 brokers and a 2-sentence agreement signed under a buttonwood tree on Wall Street. Never knew that. Wall Street's been around since the 1700s. It's crazy. So that's something cool we do with our Hermes bot. Oh shit. I also have a monitor for Zen mints, and I have a Zen mint due right now. So I'm glad we're talking about Hermes, because I totally would have missed that. Got some coin tool mints. Anyways, so CoinTool kind of has a Zen hack with the remint. So rather than just claiming, I can keep those slots warm that it uses on the Ethereum blockchain and remint as I claim. So it's kind of a hack in the Zen community. So I'll just set this to the max. It's 490 days right now. So in 490 days from now, I'll be claiming the same mint again, but I'll just get a little less Zen as time goes on. So, oh, I must have missed. Oh, this is only 5 VMUs. So I'm paying 20 cents in gas to mint 65 cents of Zen. So that's cool. Take it. See if we have any NFTs due. Got one due in 21 days. These are NFTs that are like, this one's 128 mints in one NFT. Been holding it for 476 days with an AMP of 2042. Half the fun's building your own. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that, definitely. Yeah, I had a Drac bot in the X1.NINJA chat, in the Hashhead chat. I built my own Drac bot, which was like, he could do image generation and he could do conversations. He had like the persona of a crypto vampire. It was cool. It was always fun to like generate random sloppy images using Flux. Just using Comfy UI on my local GPU in the Telegram chat. Over time, though, he was just being used less and less, so I turned him off. Four agents reported, launching the 5th. Are we stuck or what's happening? I can hit Control X down. What's happening? Nice. It's cooking. Current attack surface. So it immediately went into security review. Static client shell only, no middleware. Yeah, what's it gonna hack? We're not doing anything. I have a goof one with. Have you played with Grokbot or Buzz? Buzz was kind of cool, but it got old pretty quick. It was just kind of gimmicky. I like the concept, but it just didn't. It never worked because the mobile app sucked. But I heard Grokbot's really cool. I've been thinking about. On the last stream, we found that the cursor subscription. So they added. Actually, I saw him post about it this morning. But they added the cursor subscription for the Teams plan, so you can get Grokbot for $100. Making Grokbot more widely available. So this Cursor Pro Plus and Cursor Teams subscribers. So that's the key there. The Cursor Teams. Oops. There's a Cursor subscription. Oh my gosh. Got too much going on. PC's getting sluggish. Anyways, I was trying to get to my yeah, here we go. So Cursor subscriptions, you can get the. Oh wait, did they say Pro Plus? That $60? Yeah, that's interesting. Well, shit. You get access to Grokbot at Pro Plus now. This was not like this yesterday. And you get it at Teams Standard, which is only $40. Holy shit. Should we pay $20 for access to Grokbot? Everything on individual. What does that mean? What is individual? Might just do the Pro Plus. Well, this is music. I'm not feeling it. Let's see what Grokbot's about. I'm excited. I just stumbled upon this. So yesterday I was debating, I'm like, should we get it for 120 bucks? And then all of a sudden now it's you can get it for 60. It's questionable, but it's kind of just for testing purposes. It's on a month-to-month, so it's not a huge deal. But we should be able to get that now. Let's see. I thought we had it installed. Cool. Now let's go check on our friend here. I forgot to say proceed. Spin up 5 to 10 agents to get this done quickly. Oh wait, what? Spin up 5 to 10 agents to get it done quickly. I don't recommend doing that. I didn't read anything it said. I'm just like, yeah, go do it. But it's just talking about security fixes, public launch blockers, YouTube differentiators. If it was touching anything sensitive, I wouldn't be that careless, but I want to play with Grokbot. Let's go. Grokbot has its own computer and works just like you. Give each bot a job. What do you use every day? Ooh. This is going to be Tuber. It's going to be the YouTube bot. Hello. Wake up, Tuber. This is pretty cool. Hey, I'm Tuber. You named me, so I'm guessing this might be YouTube shaped. Wow, it is. Yes. I own a YouTube channel called Tree City West. Would you like to help me manage it? What is it supposed to do? It's basic. It's similar to Hermes or OpenClaw. I can run multiple of these bots and they work together. So I'd assign them new tasks and then I can put them in a channel together, which is very similar to Buzz. The difference with Grok though, it's a bit more expensive because they give you basically a container, basically a virtual machine that it runs in. So even though I'm talking it here on my local computer, I can open it up on my phone and then have the same conversation and the same stuff, and it's all connected through that single cloud computer. So that's what's kind of cool. you can get like 5 to 10 of these bots running and working together and doing some pretty cool stuff. Let's slow down. Are there any good YouTube plugins? How do I get you connected the proper way? Should we use the Google API? Is there some type of OAuth login? So then we can have one called like crypto news. I don't know. That's stupid. What do you want me on first? Markets, a wallet, or something more specific? What type of crypto tools or plugins are available with Grokbot? So now I have these kind of channels where I can set up different tasks, where one's going to monitor my crypto portfolio, and one's going to work the YouTube. Maybe one will manage my schedule, and maybe one will monitor my validators, and then I can put them all in a chat together and set up alerts. And it's essentially what I have with Telegram with Hermes bot. I could set this up to make clips, and it's like the paid premium version of Hermes, where with stuff like Hermes and OpenClaw and home bake stuff, home cook stuff, it's easier because you're not paying for the subscription to use the computer. You're just inputting your OpenAI API key or whatever. Whereas this, it gives you the computer, it gives you the compute, and it's very easy to use. So within 30 seconds of me getting the subscription, I'm in here, already have 2 bots configured, and it's asking me questions about what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's crazy. We suddenly open all our devices to companies have full control. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always been like that, though. To be honest, like my cell phone, anything I put on my cell phone has been exposed, for years. I think of Facebook, that type of stuff. Google, they have all your email. They know everything you do. Google location, it tracks your phone, like wherever your phone's at. And now the AI just gets to manipulate all of that data, and it loves it. But will it be used for good? Hopefully. Which connection do you want to set up? Hold off for now. We'll do the authentication stuff later. All right, so they do have some Google plugins. ClickHouse, that's cool. That's what X1.NINJA uses. Maybe we can monitor the data there. That's cool. Has access to Higgsfield and HeyGen and so you can install the Codex plugin into Grokbot. That's wild. DocuSign X. Yeah, of course you can. So I'm sure I can have an agent manage my X account and post and stuff. Firebase, MongoDB, Netlify. Is Vercel in here? Yep. Yeah, we'll get Vercel. Of course we want GitHub. Is there no Git? 1 inch. That's crazy. There's a 1 inch connector. That's a cross-chain aggregator DEX for crypto. Oh, that's cool, man. I've been getting deep into the ESP32s. I have I don't think it'll reach, but it's like a panel. And I have these temperature sensors all around my house. It just records the temperature and it puts it on the panel. And the panel does nothing. It's just a LCD attached to an ESP32. I love the stuff from M5. Man, you're gonna get me on a rabbit hole. This is a whole other hobby of mine. But if you're into the ESP32s, check out M5. M5 Stack. They have a bunch of really cool custom. Like, this is the new fad right now, is the e-paper. Everyone's doing the e-paper. So you can get an e-paper with an ESP32 attached to it, 16 megs of flash RAM. What is this? It's probably going to be like $50, $100 maybe for the e-ink. Yeah, $65. Like, yeah, it's definitely a nerd store for sure. They have the card pewter if you're into like wireless stuff. I have two of these. One of them has a LoRa antenna. It's pretty cool. ESP32P4. That's cool. I have this. So I don't know if I can see this guy here. He's dead, but it's the Stack Chan. Kind of gimmicky, but it's like it's a little AI assistant. He's pretty cool. You can actually connect him to OpenAI and stuff. But where is it? Yeah, here we go. It's a Core S3. ESP32S3. But it's got like a little servo and a camera on it, and you can like look around the room and it looks at you and stuff. It's definitely weird though. It's all in Chinese. It's my own like little in-home spy watching my house or something. It freaks me out. But if you're into like the home automation stuff, they also have all the like what's that called? Like the I forget what they're called. It's the home communication network. These little C6 and C5s are so tiny. I think I have one right here. Yeah, it's a fun hobby. It's a Switch controller. They have connections for everything. It's so cool. Anyways, back to Crockbot. P4 is the best. That's cool. Got Kraken Phantom. Oh, that's sick. I wonder if it'll work with the X1 network. We'll definitely add Phantom. Stripe. That's cool. That's crazy. Can you tell me about the Phantom skill you have? Can I make this bigger for you guys? Yeah, I'm impressed by Grokbot so far. It's a Phantom Connect pack for building wallet apps. That's pretty cool. Are we able to set a custom RPC to a testnet network? Curious if we can set it to test one, if we can set a custom RPC. I wonder if we could connect it to X1 Blockchain. X1.XYZ. Half yes. X1 is an SVM. Sure. I also run X1.NINJA and 3 different validators on the X1 blockchain. Even if we can't use Phantom, I'd like to set up monitors and notifications. That way if the website goes down or if the validators start skipping, I can get notified via Grokbot. Is that something you're able to configure? I'll treat Tree City West as the job. I'm in. All right, let's sign in to YouTube Studio. That's crazy. And this is just like the cursor cloud thing. Oops. This does feel kind of sketch though. Signing into YouTube on some random virtual machine browser. That's crazy. OX Alpha is still cooking over here. Spinning up all these agents. And that's a cheat code if you don't mind spinning the tokens. Just tell it to spin up agents. Oh man, this is cool. Alright, so we're signed in. I'm done. Continue. Found X1, 1, 2, and 3 on X1 Val. Curious if you're able to install Solana CLI and set the RPC to the X1 mainnet so you can query the network directly rather than relying on a website. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, installing Solana CLI on my computer and pointing it at X1 mainnet. Fuck yeah. Are we the first ones with Grok to have a X1 mainnet access? I doubt it. I'm sure a bunch of people have this. Alright, cool. Now I gotta get the mobile app set up. Didn't expect the stream to go that route, but I'll take it. That's so cool. Isn't it? You can get it with Cursor, $60 a month now. But yeah, this thing's gonna be cooking. I'll be able to set up the Zen blocks and all that. Solana CLI 4 too. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna give it my wallet. Actually, can you grab the voting addresses from the X1.NINJA validators and then check them on chain? And let me know how many pending rewards are in each voting wallet. I should have about like 500, like 450, 450, 500. I usually let it build up to like 500, then I stake it back in the validator. Running a validator in a sense is very similar to mining. You know, it's just a high-end server, runs really fast, and anytime you vote on the network slots, you get a little reward. So as I vote successfully, my voting wallet fills up with XNT over time. So I'm asking it to check the balance of those voting wallets. Yeah, I said about 450, 500. I'm at 464 and a half. Sitting across 3 vote wallets. Same withdrawal authority on all 3. That's sick, man. Grokbot is so cool. It took me 2 seconds. I didn't have to type in a single command. It just installed the Solana CLI and checked my validators. How's the validator health? Are we skipping any? Can you build a profile for each validator? See if you can see the IP address and start tracking health, and then build an alert system in case they go offline. I'm afraid as to build an alert system. What the fuck? Says my stream ended a couple hours ago. Curious if you could set up a pipeline using open source tools to clip the live stream daily. Each day I do a 2 to 3 hour live stream, and it would be cool to set a timer where after 5 to 6 hours after the live stream finishes, we create 15 to 20 clips from the live stream and then upload them to YouTube Shorts and TikTok and schedule them. We're currently using Buffer to schedule TikToks and YouTube to schedule YouTube Shorts. He'll be like, sure, done. Health is good. None of them are skipping. All three are in gossip, not delinquent. Yeah, it even identifies inner server, gorilla server, gorilla server. Has the IP addresses. It's wild. What do you think is the physical health? Everything seem okay? The pipeline I'd build is boring on purpose. Watch for the VOD after dual stream, live ends, sleep 5 to 6 hours so YouTube finishes processing, follow with the YT DLP, transcribe with faster whisper, pick 15-20 moments from transcript, not random cuts. Yeah, that's basically what Hermes is doing. It's even using the YT DLP. Hard part's the picker. 3-hour stream will give you 20 clips either way. Whether they're worth posting is the whole job. Fuck yeah. We'll decide later. For now, we'll just set them as private if it works. Locked in. If we get as far as YouTube, those clips go up private. No schedule, no public, no buffer yet. Cool with me. From the outside, validators look physically fine. All three are in gossip in the same IPs. Clocks look sane. They're landing every leader slot this epoch. Boat legs, 31 slots. That's a live caught up node. Sweet. What is this music? Wait, that was my playlist. I gotta get this out of here. Iced matcha. Yeah, and this is cool because then you can set one up to manage like your Gmail account, and it can control your calendar and your email and let you know, like, and write replies for you and stuff. Like I even have Hermes at this point, like searching for possible promotions and like sponsors for the channel. That'd be kind of cool to get like a sponsor, maybe get something for, you know, an audience if we ever get there. Yeah, we're grinding. How's OX Alpha doing on our tier list? Let's see. Still cooking. Wave 2 complete. Engine and components are clean. List editor is intentionally broken mid-migration and is now Wave 3's target. Are we ready for testing? Oh wait. Fuck. No. Damn it. Still on wave 2. Well, hell yeah. This has been fun. starting to get pretty tired. But I think tomorrow, yeah, we'll make some short form videos. We're gonna set up Grokbot. I'll follow up with that. See what I can take off Hermes. We'll continue working on X1.NINJA. We're gonna work on this tier tool. Kind of want to wait until I can at least look at the tier tool. Oh no, I didn't mean to hit. Let me know how close we are, then resume. Spin up 20 to 25 agents if needed. Yeah, just spin up 20 agents and code the whole thing concurrently. That's how that works, right? No collisions. Feels disjointed. Can you search Twitter over the last 2 weeks and tell me the top 20 most interesting use cases for Grokbot? Grokbot? We'll make an X-bot. What's happening? Oops. Hello, can you help me manage X and Grokbot? This guy's a circle instead of a square. What is this shape? I don't know. Ah, shit. Yeah, this is slick. Already asking for credits. Request use credits. You'll need to purchase credits for this to work. No. No thanks. Can we just use browser instead? Yep. Review our YouTube videos for the last 2 weeks and let me know what's working and what isn't. Logged into Twitter. This is crazy. So yeah, our Grokbot has his own little computer that is logged into all my shit, and he's just gonna hack my life. Hopefully in a good way. We'll see. They have different screens. They do. That's cool. So there's different sessions happening. One for each bot. Excuse me. Free token maxing. Yeah, exactly. 20 to 25 agents. How many did it actually do? Parallel. Looks like we have 3 running at once. More than 3 concurrent agents here would just collide on the same files. So I'm resuming with 3 and keeping the fixers in reserve. Yeah, this shit's crazy. Do you think the bull market's starting, and what would you start buying? Is Elon going to do anything with Doge? That's insane. Is there a usage with this? Yeah, okay. So I'm already at 3% of my usage. I probably have the lowest. Oh, that's all of my cursor. Oh no, it has its own. So I've used 3%, which I've been setting it up and asking it stupid questions. So, but I'm curious. Like, I don't want it to run automated tasks all night and spend all my usage. Let's make sure we're not running any automated tasks. I don't want to waste my usage. Not a full bull. It's been a real risk on week after the long outflow. If I were starting to bag, I'd buy BTC first. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying, I have some USDC on Coinbase, and I'm just buying $100 a week every Thursday of Bitcoin. Grok just needs to understand what type of propaganda to feed you. Exactly. He's gonna make me feel good inside, so I upgrade the subscription. It's funny. Cool. All right, both watches are paused. So let's see, what are the popular use cases of Grokbot? Multi-bot teams and roles and channels. Chief of staff bot that routes work to others. That's cool. Physical design, X ad campaigns. What is this? Come on, man. Hmm. 9.4 thousand views, 137 hours, plus 20 subs. Shout out to all you guys. Trying to get this channel rebooted. What's working is first person AI short stories or story shorts. Lives do a different job. Picked up 5 subs. Late night test for the best. That's funny. Tune into the live. All right. Yada yada. Yeah, I'd like to set up some fun stuff with this. I can't do it on stream, but it'd be cool to set up some like X1.NINJA stuff, the API. Also curious how quickly this usage drains. That's crazy. So I can just go in here and close this. And is it still spending if that computer stays open? Do I have to like turn it off or anything? All right, let's wind it down. So here's the new Tree City dev experiment. This one isn't live yet, but thinking something that didn't work. Nope. What the hell? What is this? This is trash. Yeah, that's not good. We won't be posting that one tonight. 80% done. Waves 1 and 2 landed clean. The aborted wave 3 left. Kind of want to wait for this. So we've only used 55,000 tokens on this. This is nice. It's free though. As I'm paying for all these other subscriptions. About to abandon Claude, I think. They really need to do something. Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. If I close the bot, am I still paying for the usage? Doesn't look like it. Kind of see it boot up there. Wow, you can teach it a task and it records the screen. That's kind of cool. Can you create an X post promoting the YouTube channel, please? I wonder if it's going to do it. If it does, we should see it open in the browser and post. I figure Mario. They just put an entire marketing department inside Grokbot. Curious what it's gonna say. It looks like it's about to do it. It's having trouble finding the button. Late night TreeHouse stream is up, building live. Let's see if it does it. There it goes. That's wild. So I can just have this post whatever. T. That's crazy. Made with AI. That's funny. Has the little Grokbot tag. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Okay, can you delete it now? Yeah, you can create routines. That's pretty slick. Do these have like system prompts you can edit? Yeah, I guess so. The title and description. Awesome. Well, we're going to be playing with that for the next week or two. Tools keep it easier for people to harass me. I know, right? Deleted. That post is now gone. Hell yeah. On that note, I think it's about time for me to hit the hay. It's after 3 a.m. here. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Just vibe coding and chilling on a Saturday night. Now Sunday morning. But yeah, we got some stuff done. We got Grokbot. That's exciting. It's a $60 subscription, so it's fun to test it. I'm gonna set up some automations and see what we can do with this usage limit. But we should be back tomorrow, probably earlier, around 6 or 7 p.m. Might even do an afternoon stream. But gonna try to do some more short form content. Keep you updated on the Grokbot and X1.NINJA and everything happening on X1. Yeah, shout out CodeBam, shout out OF. Thank you guys for stopping by. Shout out to Zen. I hope you guys have a good night. Have a good Sunday. And as always, stay Zen. Peace.
Tell me that you don't wanna fight. Tell me that you'll be there tonight. Tell me everything is alright. Tell me everything is alright. Tell me everything is alright. Tell me that you'll be there tonight.